What's up, YouTube? It's Eric, a Lions fan. Thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome to my weekend ramble series where I kind of push beer and sports out of the way and I just talk about life, maybe some politics, maybe current events that have happened, which is pretty much kind of what this video is going to be about today. I'm going to talk a little bit about my dating stuff, talk a little bit about weight loss, and that's maybe a little bit about the Brett Kavanaugh stuff going on here, which is pretty controversial, but I have my own thoughts and opinions on that as well, just like everybody does. But you know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But before I get into this, guys, hit the thumbs up if you like it. Put the thumbs down if you do not. Consider hitting that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you get more videos just like this one. Guys, today it's October 6th of 2018. As you can tell by the traffic going by, and the kind of the swishing sound going by, that's about the best I could say. It's raining up here. It's cold, damp. It's been raining for the last 5 days. Just before this video was taken, I heard a couple of claps of thunder, so there's a little thunder shower going through here. Nothing expected to be severe or anything like that. So that's your weather report for today. If you guys watch this going back in time, you'll know what the weather was at my point and location at this time. Yeah, but my dating stuff, I've kind of gone back to doing that. I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus on it. So I was getting frustrated. I was getting, kind of getting almost to the point of maybe being a little bit mean-spirited and all that sort of thing, and kind of a little bit of women bashing a little bit. And I know I'm probably overstating it here a little bit, but I was getting very frustrated with dating at that time, and I had to take myself out of it and give myself a step back to really try to figure out what's kind of going on, and more or less just to take a step back and be like, look, I'm just taking a couple months off. I don't need the stress and all that trying to find somebody. And I was being pretty aggressive right at the time. So I took myself off of Plenty of Fish. I took myself off Match, which those sites to me, which I'm back on Plenty of Fish, and I'm also back on Tinder as well, which I took a long hiatus on that one. But anyway, to get back to my story, the dating sites, they kind of prey on your ability to try to find somebody. Most of them are pay sites. I use the free stuff that I can because to me, I don't see why you should have to pay a site to try to find somebody, number one. And the messaging part is stupid, where you have to pay to message somebody, which I think is really absurd, but that's just my own personal opinion. But anyway, I've gone back to Tinder, and I've gone back to Plenty of Fish, and I've gone back. I had a kind of a new mentality on them, just to be like, look, I'm just going to go in, put myself out there and say, look, this is who I am. This is kind of what I like. These are my dislikes, and I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's pretty much how I put it. And as you can tell with my phone going off, I've been kind of interacting with some folks. One I'm going out to today. We're going to go out for some drinks, maybe chit chat and call it good. Only kind of a first meetup. By first, my initial impressions are that she's got a pretty good head on her shoulders and all that. She works up here at Michigan State. I believe she works at Michigan State. Let me put it that way. I don't think she went to Michigan State, but I believe she works there. Yeah, a very nice lady, a very nice lady. There's another one that I'm talking to, which is a little bit farther away. I don't know where she's from. I haven't asked her that yet. They were kind of still in the initial discussions on it. There was another one that I had talked to. She was right around my area. Kind of interacted with her a little bit, kind of see if she would kind of message me back. She never did, so I kind of pushed her off to the side. And there's a couple on Plenty of Fish that I've been talking to, which, I kind of took that same mentality. These are my likes. These are my dislikes. This is me. Take me as I am, or, like I said before, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. So I put myself out there on that site. I've interacted with a couple of women there. So I'm interacting with about 4 women right now, but only one kind of date is really cropped up here now. I'm going to start being kind of more forward, being like, okay, now that we've chit-chatted a little bit, would you like to go get a drink or maybe a cup of coffee or something like that? Something low-key, where you're not going to spend much money on either one. You're just going to sit there and kind of chit-chat and kind of maybe see if things could probably go on, and that's kind of how I'm putting it. But you guys remember, I'm 41 now, guys. I'm way past my 20s and past my 30s now, and coming home to an empty house is not fun anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead, kind of just have fun, and just, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, move on to the next one, and, try to, see if we can interact, and maybe a spark might come of that. So that's kind of how I'm basing my dating experience. And kind of right now, number one, my dating experience, and number two, just trying to put myself out there and gain some experience in dating and just having a good time. That's really all it is. Next, I kind of want to talk about the Brett Kavanaugh thing. And I know people have had their own opinions on this and all that. But to me, and following it, and I really don't follow the news all that much. You guys know my stories on this. I don't want to know about someone who killed somebody on such and such a street, murdered somebody. That's not actionable stuff for me. The news to me is very, I'll use the term yellow journalism, not to say that they're lying or they're putting out misinformation. I'm kind of using that term very differently than what that is, and maybe I'm using it. I'm probably going to use it wrong, but you know, I don't want to know about that shit. Let me know about stuff that's going to affect me, and I can take actions on it to try to figure out what's the best case scenario for myself. I really don't give a shit about, Brett Kavanaugh and then some girl 30 years later, which kind of grinds my gears here a little bit. And this is the point that I'm making. The Betty, what's her face? The name doesn't really matter here, but the lady come out 30 years later and said, this man here, wow, it's raining out pretty good out. This man sexually assaulted me. Well, where were you 30 years ago, woman? Yeah, it happened in the 80s, but the times 40 years ago were, I will admit, they were much different than they are now. Usually women didn't come out and say, I was sexually assaulted. They would get, to me, I really can't even fathom all the bullshit that the women went through. But to me, if someone sexually assaulted you or raped you or anything like that, you should go to the cops. Why are we standing here 30, 40 years later, coming in here and being, oh, so-and-so or Mr. Kavanaugh sexually assaulted me? To me, I go back to the thing of where were you? Why didn't you go to the police? Why were you silenced? And to come to the FBI investigation, which I just seen now I watch a CBS Morning News trying to get back into that group. Their stories never collaborated with the people that they went and interviewed. So, I'm pretty much going to believe the FBI more than I'm going to believe somebody. I think it was more or less a witch hunt on her part. Maybe she, for some reason, something happened. Now, maybe very well could have been she was sexually assaulted. I'm not saying that did not happen. But to be 30 years later and then to come out and say this man sexually assaulted me, I think to me, it kind of looks like a big fat lie, and you made yourself look like a fool, is more or less is what it's done. But I know you guys are going to have your opinions on it. And you guys are entitled to your own opinions. That's just one person's view on it, and that's kind of how I feel on it. I don't have any political affiliation, because this nation right now is pretty jacked up. I'm going to say that. And it's been like that for a little while, but that's a whole nother story for another time, guys. My schedule here for a little bit has been kind of hectic because I have to go to the west side of Chicago here just on Monday, which is going to be in just a couple of days by this point in time that this video's done. I got to go to North Aurora, which is on the western side of Chicago. I think it's the westernmost suburb, too. I could be wrong, but I know it's on the western side of Chicago suburbs. And then 2 weeks later, I have to go to Canada, over by Toronto. Over by Toronto to do a similar thing that I'm doing over in North Aurora, which is pretty much just installing software and training people on it, know how to use it, and the reporting tools and all that sort of stuff that are on it. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going down to Kentucky. Me and my team are going down to Kentucky. No, I'm not the leader of the team, but I have the most experience out of everyone on there. I'm not trying to bolster myself or anything like that. I just have the most experience in what the company does here and whatnot, so they kind of look to me for kind of leadership and all that, and I just tell them, just do your job and everything else will fall into place. But that's the next 3 weeks, and then we go out on our West Coast trip, which is coming up, which I got to go to Seattle, got to go to Sacramento, I got to go to LA, and then I have to go out of the country again to Tijuana, Mexico, on the southern part, which I'm not too really thrilled about that. I've kind of heard people kind of give me horror stories about that, but we're just gonna do what we do, go in and out of those places and kind of be as non-hands-on as we have to be. So, I mean, that's pretty much it on my weekend ramble stuff here, guys. My dating stuff, I'm kind of really excited about that part, getting all that done. And the trip stuff is nice, but when you travel for your work quite a bit, people go like, "Oh man, you travel?" I'm like, "Yeah, I travel." It's really not all that it's cracked up to be. Some of you guys that travel for a living, I understand why you guys kind of be like, "Man, I want to go home. This travel shit's for the birds." I completely understand. I completely understand. But guys, that's kind of my weekend ramble here. I know I kind of edited some parts out here and whatnot. At least at this point right now, we're going on 11 minutes. Probably when it cuts up and is done, it's probably going to be towards 9, probably 9.5 minutes, right around there. But we'll see when we get it edited and whatnot. But again, let me know what you guys think down in the comments on any point in this video. I'm sure you guys are going to have your opinions on the Brett Kavanaugh stuff. To me, I don't really give a shit, man. To me, that political BS to me is just noise. I mean, if the guy's qualified, put him in there. But at the same time, if the lady was sexually assaulted, why did she wait 30 years up until now when the guy's not getting nominated for the Supreme Court to come out? That's my point. But guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Hit the thumbs down if you do not. Consider hitting that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you get more videos just like this one. Guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.